Hi folks. One wonderful thing that the resurrection of Jesus tells us about God is that God always keeps his promises. God always keeps his word. He's always true to his word. His word is always true and trustworthy. We can rely on whatever God says to us. Why do I say that? Well, in look at any of the accounts of the resurrection, but in Luke chapter 24, we see the angels appearing to the women, and this is what we read in from verse 5. Luke chapter 24, from verse 5. In their fright, the women bowed down with their faces to the ground, but the men, the angels, said to them, "Why do you look for the living among the dead? He is not here; he is risen. Remember how he told you while he was still with you in Galilee." What did he tell them in Galilee? Well, this is what it is, verse 7 of Luke 24. The Son of Man must be delivered over to the hands of sinners, be crucified, and on the third day be raised again. And then verse 8, then they remembered his words. You see, they remembered Jesus had said this is what would happen, and now it's happened wonderfully. It's not just that Jesus had said that this would happen, but Jesus reminded them that the Old Testament said this would happen as well. In Luke chapter 24, verse 44, he talks about the law of Moses, the prophets, and the Psalms. That's the whole of the Old Testament. And then he opens their minds to understand, and he says, he told them, this is what was written, what is written. The Messiah will suffer and rise from the dead on the third day, and so on it goes. You see, these things were written about. God had said in the Old Testament. He'd pictured it, and he'd prepared the way for it, and Jesus had spoken about it too. And this is what God's word said, that God's King would die and would rise again. And that's exactly what happened. So we can trust God's word, because when he says something, he always does it.